So, welcome everyone. Very happy today to welcome the amazing holistic interior designer, Ilona Krober from Set in Motion. Now, I met Ilona a few years ago already in a Global Woman Networking event, and I have been eagerly following everything that she's been up to since then. Now, Ilona, I love how you combine environment and health, which are not two things that I would have automatically put together, and well-being, of course. So I am also personally very intrigued to understand better what Feng Shui is and what it can do for us. But let me start by asking you a little bit about yourself, maybe where you are from and why you do what you do. How did you end up being, a holistic interior designer and a Feng Shui specialist?
Yeah, thank you, Julie. It's very nice, very kind introduction. So yes, I come from Germany originally, and there actually you call it in German geomantie. And it's very, very near to Feng Shui. You see, geomantie is on the, I would say, European side. And
Okay.
Feng Shui comes from China. When I still lived there, I had a connection with that already. And when I study interior architecture, then I know. My question really was, why does, you have then feelings if you enter a room,
Right.
then you can see or feel this is a warm, welcoming space, and this is a cold or neglected space.
Yeah. And that's true. We can all relate to that. There are feelings associated to places. There are places where we feel happy, places where we feel more worried.
Yeah, exactly. And that's why I thought, okay, when I study interior architecture, then I know why it is.
So it's always attracted you, that sphere, sort of interior architecture, etc. And I think we all very much underestimate the influence of our environment, right? Of our houses, of our offices, of the places that we call our safe spaces as well, our home.
Exactly. Safe spaces. It should be that like that. Yeah, that's right.
So basically, you were always attracted by the idea of then helping people feel more at home in their environment. Is that what drove you?
Yeah, that's right. And because I also react directly to it. And what I can say is how I work. I tune in actually into the space, and I tune in into the people living there, or actually at workplaces as well. So I tune into the workspace and also into the people working there. And then, I work actually with my body and of course with Feng Shui, so that the answers are coming to me.
Right. Okay, we're going to go into it now, but I like the fact that your title was about the practical aspects, because sometimes I think, well, that's all great, but most of us can't, knock down walls and say to our boss, there's no way I'm going to work in this open space because that's not what I like. So it's the changes that we can do as well, right?
Yeah.
I guess in an ideal world, you have a new home or a new office and you employ a Feng Shui specialist to come in and tell you what would be, for the majority of people, because we are also all different, right?
We are all different, what we need and what we expect and what we like, actually, what our wishes are and expectations. And of course, how is our background, how we grew up.
Right.
It's also with colors. We do love, I don't like types of colors because I grew up with it.
You associate things with them, right?
Exactly. So everyone else has the same thing.
Right.
So then I'm also tuning into what you really like, don't like, and then we come up with a solution that works.
Right, because also at the same time, there are commonalities between all people, right? For example, when we talk about open spaces in an office, I'm at a ministry with a huge, open space, and decided a few years back, they're regretting it very much now, to have like hot seats. So nobody has their own office. Everybody comes in there insecure, not sure where to work. Some people like me cannot have people wandering around behind me. I mean, I'm like constantly on alert. If I don't relax, I can't focus on my work. I have to find a desk which is either near the window or with a back against the wall or something. And as far as I know, nothing traumatic has ever happened.
You're already using Feng Shui principles.
Am I right? Okay, right. Well, let's start from the very beginning. Maybe you explain what is Feng Shui.
Yeah, Feng Shui is an ancient wisdom, philosophy, and it comes from China. It's more than 4,000 years old. And these principles are really working until today.
By principle, what do you mean? What, for example, is a Feng Shui principle?
Feng Shui works with 5 elements: fire, and it's wood, it's water, it's earth, and it's metal. In the same way, for example, acupuncture works with this, with the 5 elements.
Okay.
So acupuncture is then working with the organs in your body. And this is also from the 5 elements. And Feng Shui is also working with the 5 elements. This means, for example, you have the kitchen is 2 earths. For example, the function is 2 earths. So
then you would choose fabrics or materials which are from the earth family. Or
for
colors
example,
even.
for to give it a boost, for example.
Right,
Yeah.
right.
But,
So what can, because we're talking about health as well here. How do those two combine then?
Everything is connected, everything is one.
Yeah.
So every feeling and every human being and every object, they are together, they have a connection.
Right.
And they influence each other. So we are constantly influenced through other people, through our feelings, the environment, the weather, everything is connected. Out there comes our health, actually.
Right.
We are then to get in balance. Actually, it's good to know how we are reacting. So if we have thoughts, and these thoughts are also connected to our health,
Right.
a positive or negative way.
Yeah.
And with Feng Shui, actually, you can influence it in a positive way.
Right.
So,
Because of course that can lead to burnouts and stress and insomnia and things like that. I'm just thinking practical, both work and home. You know, a room which is maybe not a soothing, safe space. Let's say, I assume that a bedroom should be like a quiet, relaxing place. It's also about flows of energy, isn't it? Because it's also about where you place your furniture.
Yeah, that's right. Feng Shui works also with the qi. This means this is the living energy coming into the space itself, so into your house or into your apartment. And through that energy, what is coming in on daily basis, actually, this is feeding you.
Right.
And also feeding everything. It's like the light or the air, you can say. And then it comes also to your bedroom, to your living space, and to the kitchen and everything. And if you are blocking, for example, with huge furniture or with a lot of clutter, then it's not balanced anymore. It gets a bit stuck. The energy gets stuck. I would say a bit dense. It's getting a bit dense. And you can also hear it if you clap your hands and no sound's coming back, then you know it's too dense and it's too much, it's too filled up the air and the space. And if you would then declutter, you can breathe easily. Actually, that is what you can actually feel and also experience with it. Then it's the space is in balance, and then you are in balance.
Right? So it can have a direct effect on our well-being and health. So of course you realized that yourself not long ago, right?
Yeah, that's right. It's a good example. I had cancer in the beginning of this year. Okay, it runs through my family, so that's why there was research about it. But then I still thought, okay, why do I have it? You could pass me, you know?
Yes.
And so then I had a look into it. Why me and why now? And these things, these questions. And then I looked also into my life and I thought, okay, I have to really be myself, authentic. This is what I didn't do, of course, until some degree, but
you're still trying to maybe be in line with what somebody else told you should be, or what you thought other people would be.
Also, this had an alarming effect and then a wake-up call. It was for me. So that's why I said illness is really not the end. It's a signal, and even cancer or other diseases, severe diseases. So it's really a wake-up call. And if you see it like that, you can change your life. So
is that where you also use Feng Shui to make sure that at least your environment is supporting you, calming you, helping you have the energy flow properly?
Yeah, it's more that because Feng Shui also, Feng Shui also works with it, that everything is connected, and this works for me. So I knew, okay, by the illness, I thought, okay, I get it. This is my message, and
what can I change then?
Yeah, what can I change, and also how can I get this message out?
Right. So you're really a woman on a mission now, right? And so you've taken I mean, at first it was maybe just the Feng Shui, interior design, etc., and you've now opened it up to something a lot more holistic.
Exactly. Yeah.
And I think that is the wonderful thing in being able to take something which is bad and which we haven't asked for. You certainly have not asked to have cancer, but then to use it as a force for good and to be there for other people. So what sort of people come to you, Ilona? What
clients are really from residential homes? They want to change anything, or actually it can be everything. I don't feel like it's my home.
Right.
Like really with this question, or with I would like to change here and there a bit, and then we look into it. Or they come with my health is not supporting as much. What can I do? Yeah, all these kinds of questions. Sometimes it's not really with the interior design in hand or what's wrong. Sometimes it is, but not necessarily.
So you look at really the big picture. So part of it is coaching, as in it's really looking into, okay, what's going on, you know, that sort of thing, what's changed.
Yeah, I really do ask a lot of questions, and I'm listening, and then to ask more questions, to get really to the basics, to really to the point,
right,
where it's not good right now. And then with the Feng Shui, within the Feng Shui analysis, I can tell you, because with Feng Shui, you have the floor plan.
right.
And the floor plan, I see actually into the soul of you.
Right. So you don't actually need to go there in person. You can also do this online then?
Yeah, that's right.
Oh, wow. Oh, that because you're based in Holland, aren't you? So for people who are interested in
I'm
looking
based in
into that.
Holland. Yeah, that's right. And if you have any questions, you can send me the
What I like about it is, of course, say you're building a new house, then you can get somebody in, and right from the beginning, you know, you make sure that your Feng Shui is perfect, etc. But for most of us, we don't have that option. And also, for example, for people who live in Holland, we usually live in sizably smaller houses or flats than we would in other parts of the world, including Germany and France, as in not that far away. So obviously, you know, sometimes the ideas are great, but, you know, where on earth else am I going to put that piece of furniture? Because I don't have that many options. But there are small things as well, right? There are practical things with colors and plants and all that. I looked it up. You see, I did my homework. It doesn't have to be tear your house down.
No, I work from where you are.
Right.
And especially if you are between should I move or not, and then I'm asking, why do you want to move? Then I look into the space you're living at the moment, and there are so many things to do. It's possible
right,
that you don't have to move.
Yeah, colors, textures, plants, positioning of places.
Positioning, and also rearranging, and also again decluttering.
Yeah, decluttering. So you're going to talk about that, right?
Yeah,
I was going to ask
if you're moving, you have to, you know, get rid of all. And if you're not moving, you're thinking, yeah, it's fine, and then you are, you know, piling up.
Yeah, and exactly. And as you say, it's holistic. So, I mean, it's already, you know, it starts with a cluttered home, then a cluttered head, then a cluttered life, then we feel suffocated. And I mean, I totally believe what you're saying about the big picture. And I think that probably Corona woke us up as well to the importance of our own homes as an environment, you know, and suddenly, well, the entire world was basically locked in at home. But you then stopped.
And then the nature came in, actually. If you couldn't go to the nature, because we really are part of the nature.
Right.
If you're not able to go there, then pets is also part of the nature, and also plants are part of the nature. So we get them in. And it would be also good to have some plants, to have them and to feed them. So then it's nourishing actually both ways.
Oh, how beautiful. How beautiful. That really makes me want to find out more. Right now, okay, so basically we've now understood a bit more what it is and the huge importance it can have on our life, both at home and at the office. And of course, I would totally advise people if they're feeling not at home or if there's something bothering them, whether inside or in their environment, to contact somebody like you, Ilona. We will make sure to share your details. But so if I ask you now for 3 tips that listeners can look at or take into consideration immediately in their environment, what would you have, knowing that we're all different, but that there are main principles of Feng Shui or common to all people, what would you give as tips?
Yeah, for example, I'm sitting now here at my desk, and if you're working from home or if you're working from a workplace, then it's also good what you actually in the beginning said, you have a wall,
something behind you.
Exactly, so that you are feeling safe. and then nobody can touch you. And then you have the view, the overall view to the window and to the door. It's very important so that you can work actually focused and concentrated and also creative. If you have your workplace turning around towards the wall, then your vision and your creativity is blocked. So this is one.
That makes total sense to me, but then lots of people do put their desks against the wall. I'm incapable of doing that. I have a huge view. I can see a few kilometers all the way to the sea, and I need that.
Yeah, exactly. But if your workspace is actually only towards the window, then you're maybe
too lost.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, that might be my point. Okay, so I need to turn a bit that I have at least a wall or a door as well. Okay, great tip.
The second tip is then if you have a tidy environment, then you have a tidy mind. So if you are actually then decluttering your space, then you're calming down and then you're getting a balance. And then, yes, it's really working like that.
So decluttering would be having less things in the space, not just a mess.
Yeah, less things that you are triggered to with your eyes actually, and your body actually senses it.
Yeah.
Then less information comes in.
Yeah, because it's true. Everything around us does trigger something, right?
Yeah, that's right.
I think we don't think about that much. My house is pretty cluttered with beautiful things and memories of all the places that I've lived around the world. But at the same time, there are lots of things.
Yeah, but if you have groups of it, that's fine.
Okay.
And you
but to pay attention to decluttering, and that does make sense. I know, even a very silly example, when at Christmas we've got lots of decorations up and the tree and all of that, it's a huge feeling of relief when I take it all away. I can actually feel it in my entire body. Of course, there's the sadness of Christmas being over or whatever, but still a sense of relief, of opening up. And I think that's a very good point.
I think it's also not only about the things in that particular period, but it's more that the period is gone then, and then you're opening up for new possibilities.
Yeah.
This is also with decluttering. If you are stuck, then just declutter, and then new things, possibilities.
You make it room. You're throwing out the old to make room for the new, right?
Exactly.
That's very clever. Okay, perfect. And what?
Third tip is, as I said in the beginning, illness is not the end, but a signal. So even if you are bumping your head or something falls down or equipment at home breaks, then you can think, okay, maybe I'm pushing too much. Could be the case.
Okay, so also taking your environment.
Before you break, actually, and anything else breaks because of the energy is too tense. So
that's very deep. It's also the other way around. So it's not just you have health symptoms, then look at your environment. You can look at your environment and what's broken, and then think, be careful, that might be an advanced change. That's fascinating. I'd never thought of it the other way around. Okay, Ilona, we're approaching the end. How can people get hold of you?
My website is setinmotion.au. Setinmotion.au. Yeah, and I'm also on Instagram, Ilona.
And your email and all of that is on there, right? Do you have one last word of wisdom that you would like to share with us?
Yeah, if you want to have an introduction with me and with Feng Shui, come to my course. It's starting on 9th of November. It's only 2 evenings. Or in January, there's a 6th evening course, Feng Shui, practical Feng Shui actually, where every week you do one aspect and then you try it at home.
Right, you really implement it. So it is practical. It's not just listening and learning, it's actually implementing. And this is all online, Ilona?
This is in Amsterdam on location. Yeah.
Amsterdam on location. Right. So there we are to all of you situated around here. Or otherwise, why don't you all fly to Amsterdam and make it, you can have a trip during the day and learn with
I also
Ilona.
have a participant from Antwerp.
See? Exactly. The world is a lot smaller suddenly. Ilona, thank you very much for all that wisdom. Of course, now it's making me look around my room and think, okay, right. Exactly. I might have to invite you over to come and have a look.
It doesn't have to be really clean. Clean is the other way around, actually. It's too clean.
Then it's a bit cold. I remember
exactly. It's not healthy.
When you don't even dare sit down in people's homes because it's just so perfect. That's not the aspect that we want either.
No. It has to be you, actually. Yeah, it has to be connected to yourself, and it's you that you can be yourself. So this is really
that's an interesting one, and maybe a topic for another time. Is what you do, or how do you go about that when you live with someone. I mean, I've just moved into my new place with my partner, and there has been a little bit of, okay, yes, well, I don't go anywhere without all my African masks, and oh yes, but I would like, it's interesting to see then how you keep your personality or your authenticity, but how, when there are two of you, but maybe that will be for another talk. Ilona, thank you very, very much. For the rest of you, look up what Ilona's offering, maybe do an introductory call also just to find out what Ilona could do for you and see what you can already change in your environment. And I'm certainly going to pay special attention when my printer jams and my toaster explodes and all of that, to what it might mean about my energy levels and what I need to correct. So thank you. All the very best to you all, and speak to you again this time next week. Thank you.
Thank you.
Right.